Hi folks, it's Ren from Bikes and Travels. Today I'm going to have a play with the stop and go tyre plugger. Let's see if I can figure out how to use this thing before I have to use it in reality. First thing we need to do is we need a puncture. So I've got a screw and I've got a tyre. Let's see if we can get the screw into the tyre. So, after much struggling, I actually have a puncture in an old tyre. Let's see if we can actually see it. There. The next stage is for me to get the instructions. Right, stage 1. Locate puncture and remove the damaging item. Well, we've done that. Use probe tool to inspect the damage. I better go and find the probe tool then, hadn't I? Now, from what I can figure out, this is the probe tool, but it doesn't look like the picture. That's because we have to undo that bit. Now it says on the instructions, use the probe tool to inspect damage. Yeah, you stick the probe tool in, what does that do? Now, I'll have to seek further information on that, but from what I can tell, the only thing that makes any logical sense is if you stick the probe tool in, and you can get it in, you're alright, but if it drops it, it's probably too big a hole. Maybe somebody can explain that to me. Anyway, that's the probe tool in the hole, like it shows in the diagrams. The next thing is to thoroughly remount the hole with the rasp tool. Rasp tool, ream the hole out. Well, that's pretty brutal, but I think that might be enough. Well, I hope it is. We're going to find out the hard way, aren't we? Set the mushroom into the plugger with the stem down. Let's go and get them bits now. Right, so there's the mushroom, there's the plugger. I'm going to put the plugger into the mushroom with the stem down. Next step. Use the nozzle to recess the mushroom head down into the plugger. Nozzle. So use the nozzle to recess the mushroom head down into the plugger. Like that, I'm guessing. Right, slide nozzle over probe tool and screw down. So we slide that over this, screw it down. The next thing is to jam that into the hole, presumably all the way so that that bit is in the tyre. Let's try it. There we go. So let me show you this, because the good thing about having the tyre off is we can show from both sides. That there has come all the way through into there. Now, the next step is to unscrew the nozzle, the probe, and pull it out, but leaving leaving the bit inside the tyre like this. Right. Now this is the plugger bit, and inside there is the mushroom that we pushed in before, remember? I can see what's coming next. Have you worked it out? We're going to put this in there. So now we have the plugger in the screwy uppy bit that goes right through the tyre. So now insert the hex wrench into the bottom of the plugger and turn clockwise until it stops. Right, I suppose that's pushing the mushroom through. So let's try that. Now the kit comes with its own Allen key, which is good. Just doesn't have its own pliers. Oh well. Now this is getting quite tight now. I suppose it has to, because we're actually pushing that mushroom through that tiny little hole. It's not dead tight. And if we look on the other side, yeah, the mushrooms come all the way through. Result. But it says keep on turning until it stops, so I'm going to do that. Okay, stop turning now, so I'm going to undo it. And the next step is we pull the whole lot out. That mushroom head in there will be pulled up against the inside of the tyre. But that should be it. Let's have a look. There's the one end of the mushroom sticking out. And what about inside? There it is. But I must say, the mushroom isn't touching the inside of the wall, but that's fine, because the next step is to pull the outside of the mushroom, the outside of the plug, so that the mushroom comes against the inside of the tyre wall, like this. Now there's my recommendation there. You do need to pull it, but don't pull it too hard, because you could actually pull the mushroom all the way out. Just be careful with that. Pull, but not too hard. And then the next step is to trim the end off. Now they don't supply the pliers, but they do supply something to trim the end off. It's just a little fold out blade. Word of warning to the wise. It does suggest on the instruction, quite correctly, that you inflate the tyre first before you cut the end of the mushroom off.